The time for campaigning is over. Election Day 2020 has arrived. Voters lining up across Western Mass and beyond, ready to select the man they want to see as president for the next 4 years.
Let's go, Joe! Let's go, Joe!
Democratic candidate, former Vice President Joe Biden, spending part of his day at his childhood home in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump thanking supporters at his campaign headquarters in Virginia, looking ahead to what could be a long night of results.
I think we're going to have a great night.
Good Tuesday evening, everyone, and happy Election Day. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordyn Jagalinzer. A lot going on today. Western Mass News is your election authority, and tonight we have team coverage for you as people all across our area line up and get out to vote.
Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane joins us now live in Westfield with an update on how mail-in ballots are being handled tonight. Sarah Gurnelli joins us live in East Hampton with a look at how voters and poll workers are staying safe amid the pandemic. But first, Audrey Russo is live for us in Springfield, where security's been bumped up this year. She breaks it all down for us from the Boys and Girls Club. Audrey.
So Springfield police say that their security plan for this year was not just to have one officer per polling location, but one officer per precinct. So here at the Boys and Girls Club, they serve 3 voting precincts, so they have 3 officers here to make sure that everybody stays safe. Springfield police tell me that the reason behind this was just the sheer number of people who come in to vote on a presidential election year versus an off year. Now, I ran around and did a quick tally of all the voting machines. So far here at 6 o'clock, more than 2,300 ballots have been fed into those machines. And from what we could see, that's not only people voting here in person, but also poll workers opening those mail-in ballots and putting those in the machines as well. Now, I spoke with 2 voters about how they feel about their own security, not only here at the polls today, but in the days and weeks to come.
I think we'll be calm, and we have the courts that will, make sure that there's a peaceful transition of government. That is the most important thing that we have in our country.
I am praying that I'm going to be safe after the election, but that's all we can do. We can just expedite and do our rights as citizen, which I now am, and play our part in making this country great.
Now, in larger cities across the country, there have been some folks who are boarding up their storefronts in preparation of any possible unrest as a result of the election. I spoke with Springfield police. They tell me they haven't received any threats of violence or unrest, and they also haven't received any reports of disturbances at polling locations across the city. Now, coming up tonight on Western Mass News, we're going to break down how all of the results are being tabulated, because there are more than 50 polling locations just here in the city of Springfield. We'll be live from City Hall where it's all happening. But for now, I'm reporting live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. Our team coverage turns to the polls now in East Hampton. That's where we find Western Mass News reporter Sarah Gurnelli.
And Sarah, it looks like things are running smoothly from where we're sitting there.
Chris, Jordyn, things are running very smoothly. As you can see, there's a line behind me, people waiting to cast their ballots. And this line right to the left actually extends out the front door. And there's several safety precautions that are in place here. So we've been here for a while now watching voters cast their ballots. And there's plenty of hand sanitizer for everyone. Before and after each person votes, city officials say the booths are wiped down, and so are the pens. Western Mass News spoke with the first-time voter who says he felt safe.
Definitely had a clean pen when I was going and receiving my ballot. I'd never really touched hands with anybody, and I was offered hand sanitizer multiple times when I was walking throughout the building. So definitely a very safe and procedure.
City officials have also set up plexiglass between the voters and volunteers, and there are masks here if anyone coming in needs one. Now, if you take a live look, there are blue markers on the ground which means people are heading in one way and out the other. And if you take a look right over here, there's hand sanitizer wipes. And if you'd like, there's also hand sanitizer on your way out. Live in East Hampton tonight, I'm Sarah Gurnelli for Western Mass News.
Sarah, thank you for that live report and more election night team coverage as we continue with Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane.
She joins us live in Westfield with more on the process of counting mail-in ballots. Lindsay?
Chris and Jordyn, it's a question on many voters' minds. How long is it going to take to count all the votes coming in by mail? Well, here in Westfield, those votes are being counted right now. The Westfield City Clerk tells Western Mass News they received over 12,000 mail-in ballots, and the process to make sure each vote is counted starts before the polls close.
It's happening right now. We have a processing center at each polling location, and we have people now checking those ballots in and then putting them through the machine.
All mail-in ballots have to be postmarked no later than today, November 3rd, and can still come in until Friday, November 6th at 5 p.m. to be included in the post-election count. The deadline to drop off your mail-in ballot in the official box outside of City Hall is tonight at 8 p.m. Now, the lines here at the polls have been steady this evening, but are starting to pick up now. But if you have voted by mail and want to make sure that your vote was counted, you can track your ballot at trackmyballotma.com. For now, live in Westfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thanks for that live report. And now to East Longmeadow, where Biden supporters held a standout right in front of City Hall tonight, calling for everyone to head out and vote. Young and old in attendance there, even those too young to actually vote. One of the organizers, Kelly Eddy, tells Western Mass News that it's important to make sure the younger generation is included in the process.
There's just so much that our youth today are even more in tune with than ever before, and being part of the process now gives them that energy to grow up and be active and proactive for their own rights.
Kelly tells us the standout was thrown together last minute, but they couldn't be more proud of the energy they put out.
And Western Mass News is your election authority. We have you covered all night long. Be sure to tune in to our digital special tonight starting at 8 p.m. That'll be available to watch live on our Western Mass News Facebook page, as well as our free streaming Western Mass News mobile app.
A cold day at the polls has almost come to a close, although again, polls close at 8 tonight. It looks like we've got a big warm-up on the way.
For more on that, let's send things over to meteorologist Janna Brown. Janna, I think after today, all of us will be excited for a little bit of warmer weather.
Indeed.
I'm actually really excited. It's like a little vacation before the winter weather season hits, which is always our busiest time of the year. So tonight is going to be the last real cold night of the week, and then temperatures are just going to keep climbing until we actually go into early next week. They may even keep going up. This is a picture of the sunset tonight in Sunderland from Neil. Look at those colors. I mean, it looked like that too. A lot of purples and pinks out there tonight. Gorgeous picture. Now, currently, we are down to about 35 degrees in Springfield. So it's gotten cold. Wind has gotten lighter too. So temperatures are going to start dropping a little bit quicker now. Very dry air in place. So it is going to get very chilly out there tonight. Seeing some upper 20s in Cummington, low 30s North Adams and Pittsfield. We're at 34 in Northampton and Holyoke. And Orange is down to 31 already. So temperatures falling fast. We're going to lose the wind chill, which it's already started to ease across the area tonight. Now, clear skies would help the temperature go all the way down to the dew point, but we will have some scattered cloud cover that comes in overnight tonight. So we'll call it fair conditions. Temperatures in the lower to middle 20s by sunrise. A cold and frosty start to your day. But as soon as the sun comes up, temperatures are going to warm up fast. We've got good sunshine. Nice breeze out of the south tomorrow, a little bit lighter than today. Temperatures hitting middle to upper 50s tomorrow afternoon. And we may take a run at 70 this weekend. We'll take a look at your full forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Janna, thanks. New at 6, the Hampden County DA's office releasing the name of the victim from Friday's car crash turned homicide investigation in Holyoke. They tell Western Mass News that first responders pulled 52-year-old Robert James of Agawam from his vehicle a little after noon. After it collided with another car at the intersection of Main and Spring Streets, James was suffering from a gunshot wound. He was then transported to Bay State Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. The incident is being investigated by both Holyoke and State Police, as well as the District Attorney's Office. And
taking a look now at the latest coronavirus numbers in the state over the past 5 days. The Mass Department of Public Health reporting 923 new cases today. So that brings the total number of confirmed cases in the Bay State to 157,308. The state also seeing 12 more deaths. The statewide death toll stands at 9,809. Now to new information out of Boston, where Governor Charlie Baker provided an update on the new statewide restrictions as we contend with an uptick in COVID-19 cases. Now, during his briefing in Boston, he stressed the importance of wearing face masks as part of the new restrictions. People are required to wear the coverings when they're in public, even if social distancing's possible. He tells Western Mass News it's about more than just sending a message.
Making clear to people that we actually have some pretty well-known, well-established, well-tested tools to stop transmission. And if we would just commit to being disciplined, vigilant, and consistent about it, we could take all the gas out of the run rate that's creating the concern we have right now in our healthcare community and our hospital industry.
Baker went on to say that if everybody commits to his plan now, he says we're going to have, quote, one heck of a holiday season.
Turning now to sports, Springfield student athletes have to get tested before they can hit the field. Their fall season shut down on October 14th after a student athlete tested positive. Western Mass News spoke with Dwayne Early, the athletic director for Springfield Public Schools. He tells us the goal is to make sure they go into the rest of the season with safety measures in place.
If we do have some return tests that come back positive from the student athletes or the staff that's involved, we're going to then reconvene with the Department of Health and make an informed decision going forward if that does happen.
The fall sports season is slated to kick off on November 10th, but Director Early tells us it won't start before every student athlete and staff member is tested. We're following developing news this evening as the Hampden County Sheriff's reports they've taken an escaped inmate back into custody this afternoon. 32-year-old Bernardo Reyes Velasquez, a minimum security inmate, had walked away from the Western Mass Recovery Center in Springfield on Monday. Reyes Velasquez was sentenced in November of 2017 on charges of breaking and entering at night and receiving a stolen vehicle. He will now be booked back to the main institution in Ludlow, likely with new charges.
When we come right back, a local brewing company marking Election Day with a special brew, what they've created to help you celebrate the vote.
Plus, it's a big day for the NFL. I'm Kayla Burton. Coming up, I'll be breaking down all the big trades and show you how players are encouraging fans to hit the polls.